Let's start with the elephant in the room, Shiba Inu. The community burned 140 million tokens. That's not a small number, but the price dropped over 3% anyway, now hovering around 0.0000104. So what's really happening here? Here's the reality check. Token burns create scarcity, but scarcity without demand just means fewer tokens nobody's buying. The burn rate spiked 222%, which shows the community is active and engaged. That's not nothing. But price action is telling a different story. Traders are cautious, volume is weak, and momentum has evaporated. From a technical perspective, SHIB is trapped between 0.000093 and 0.0000107, with resistance firmly planted at 0.0000108. The RSI is sitting near 31, which screams oversold conditions. In theory, that suggests a bounce is coming. But oversold can stay oversold for months in crypto when there's no catalyst. Now, if you're a patient accumulator, this range might actually work in your favor. Dollar cost averaging during weakness has historically outperformed trying to time bottoms. Shibarium activity is still growing, burns are consistent, and the community hasn't disappeared. The question isn't whether SHIB will recover, it's whether you're willing to wait without a clear timeline. For those holding or considering entry, understand this: SHIB needs a fresh catalyst. Whether that's a major partnership, exchange listing surge, or broader market momentum. Until that arrives, expect choppy sideways action with occasional volatility spikes. Strategy here is discipline over excitement. Now let's shift to Hedera, because this is where things get fascinating. While retail chases meme coins, HBAR has been quietly partnering with NVIDIA, Intel, and Google Cloud to build verifiable AI infrastructure on its ledger. Read that again. These aren't crypto companies. These are tech behemoths, embedding blockchain into artificial intelligence workflows. The thesis is straightforward. As AI becomes more powerful, transparency and auditability become critical. Hedera's network offers tamper-proof verification for automated systems, which could become industry standard as regulations tighten. This isn't speculation, this is infrastructure being built right now. Yet, HBAR is trading near 18 cents, down roughly 3% this week. The disconnect between network development and price action is massive. Why? Because enterprise adoption doesn't move retail traders the way hype cycles do. But here's the kicker. There's increasing chatter about a potential HBAR ETF, which would open institutional liquidity channels that currently don't exist. For long-term builders evaluating Hedera's growth trajectory, the question becomes timing. If AI transparency becomes mandatory, and that's a when, not an if, Hedera's early positioning could translate into exponential value capture. The challenge? Scaling takes time, and patience isn't crypto's strongest trait. If you're in HBAR, you're betting on enterprise adoption outpacing speculative cycles. That's a legitimate thesis, but it requires conviction when price action frustrates you. This is the slow burn play in a market that rewards explosive moves. Before we dive into the third project, and trust me, this is where the urgency kicks in, smash that like button if this analysis is giving you clarity. Seriously, it helps the algorithm push this content to more traders who need to see it. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss these breakdowns. We're building a community that values substance over hype, and I want you in it. Now, let's talk about BlockDAG. BlockDAG isn't playing the same game as everyone else, and the numbers prove it. Over $430 million raised in pre-sale, 27 billion BDAG coins distributed, and 3.5 million X1 miners already active globally. That's not a roadmap promise. That's infrastructure operating right now. Currently in batch 31 at $0.0015 per coin with a projected exchange listing target of 5 cents, the mathematics are straightforward. But here's what matters more than price predictions. Genesis Day on November 26th marks the shift from pre-sale to live network utility. That's when ranked airdrops activate, reward mechanisms go live, and the project transitions from accumulation phase to operational phase. So, what makes this different? Well, we've got an audited codebase, a live testnet, and an expanding mining network. These aren't just buzzwords, these are verifiable milestones that have already been completed. When a project combines timing precision with structural readiness, uncertainty really just collapses, and when that uncertainty collapses, capital tends to flow a whole lot faster. Whale accumulation is definitely accelerating, institutional alignment is strengthening, and, yeah, mining infrastructure just keeps expanding. The pattern here is pretty clear. BlockDAG is converting anticipation into execution, while competitors are still, debating white paper revisions. And here's the immediate catalyst. BlockDAG is hosting an exclusive AMA with Binance this Friday, October 24th at 3 p.m. UTC. This isn't your typical casual Twitter space. This is a global stage where roadmap reveals and insider updates are going to be shared ahead of Keynote 4 and Genesis Day. If you're watching this after Friday, you already know what was announced. But if you're watching before, just understand that these AMAs often trigger momentum shifts. For those positioning now, using code TGE maximizes earning potential before the dashboard upgrade and next price increase. Batch 31 at $0.0015 may represent the final discounted entry before the liquidity phase begins. The clock isn't just ticking. It's counting down to a specific date with specific utility activation. Let's bring this full circle. 3 projects, 3 strategies, 3 risk profiles. Shiba Inu requires patience and a sentiment shift. The community is strong, burns are happening, but the catalyst is missing. If you're accumulating, you're betting on eventual momentum return without knowing when. Hedera offers enterprise-grade infrastructure with Fortune 500 backing. The technology is legitimate. Adoption is growing, but scaling to the mass market takes years. This is, honestly, the patient institutional play. BlockDAG delivers countdown precision. Genesis Day is November 26th, not Q4 2025 or when ready. The infrastructure is live, audits are complete, and the transition from pre-sale to utility is happening on a fixed timeline. That's clarity. That's certainty. That's what separates calculated risk from blind speculation. Across every metric, execution timeline, verified progress, near-term catalysts, BlockDAG stands apart. SHIB's rebound depends on sentiment. HBAR's strength lies in enterprise scaling, but BlockDAG's advantage is definitional. A clear path from pre-sale to exchange listing with Genesis Day marking the beginning of real-world operation. If this breakdown just shifted your perspective, do 2 things right now. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me which project you're watching closest. Are you patient with SHIB, betting on HBAR's enterprise future, or positioning ahead of BlockDAG's Genesis Day? Comment below. I read every single one, and your insights help shape future videos. Listen, I appreciate you staying until the end. Most people click away after 30 seconds, but you stuck around, which tells me you're serious about making informed decisions instead of chasing narratives. That's exactly who this channel is built for. Before you go, I've got another video breaking down 3 under-the-radar layer 1s that could outperform everything we discussed today. It's linked in the description and on your screen right now. If you valued this analysis, you'll want to see that one too. Remember, in crypto, timing and information create edge. You just gained both. Use them wisely. This is TJ from TJ Crypto World. Stay sharp, stay strategic, and I'll see you in the next one.